yogis, it's Maria, and I'm practicing here in my living room, and I invite you to practice with me today. We're gonna do a slow flow, real gentle. I'll give lots of modifications. We're gonna do some mudras with our hands. You might wanna have a strap. I'm just using my bathrobe tie and some blocks, but you can get really creative. The other day, I just used this. This was something I had around my house. So grab something, that's kind of square like this, and strap. And if you want to put this on pause for a second while you do that, please do. The theme of class today is hope. And I thought this was a really important message right now. I know there's a lot of noise and a lot of stories out there. And I know, stories are going off in my mind too about what's going to happen, where are things headed. And I just keep coming back to the word hope, because I choose hope over fear or anxiety. With hope, all things are possible. And hope is what is helping me to get through all of these obstacles that are in our path right now. I just remember that they're there for us to grow and to keep moving forward. And yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So hope is what we're going to focus on today in the practice. Find a comfortable way to sit. We're going to start with some pranayama breathing today. So I'm just going to scooch back a little bit. I'm going to sit up on a block and find an easy sit pose. And that for me is with my legs crossed in front. But for you, it could be soles of the feet together, legs out. If you're close to a wall, you can sit up against a wall just as long as your spine is long. And we're going to do alternate nostril breathing. And with alternate nostril breathing, you take your thumb, and bring it to the right side of your nose. Your pinky goes to the other side. We're going to alternate blocking one side off as we breathe in and out of the other side. And let me come a little bit closer for a second, because I want to make sure that you can see that. So right thumb's here, left pinky's here, and then I'm going to take my 3 middle fingers and put them right here and rest them at my third eye. So I'm going like this. All right? So I will cue you through this. And the reason why I picked this is it's really great for bringing balance to the respiratory system and balance to our minds. And it's anytime you do a breath exercise, it's very calming and soothing for the nervous system. So this is something that we should be doing every day, alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shavana. So bring your hand up and take your hands right at the third eye. And we always start at nighttime on the right side, and I'm doing this at night. So if you're doing this in the morning, you might want to start with the left side. But block off the left side of your nose. Exhale out completely through the right, so let the breath completely go. And then take a full breath all the way up through the right side of the nose. The left side is blocked off. And hold the breath up at the top for a moment if you can, and then block off the right and exhale out through the left side of the nose. It's going to take longer because you're only breathing out of one side of your nose. Take another inhale in and start at the belly. Bring it up into the rib cage, all the way up to the crown of the head. Pause. Block off left. Exhale out through the right. Inhale back up through the right. Pause and block off right. Exhale out through the left. Inhale back up through the left. And block off left. Exhale out through the right. One more time, breathe up through the right. Block off right, exhale out through the left. right hand down as you inhale back up through both nostrils, inhaling in and exhaling out. Just keep your eyes closed if they're closed and notice the effect of that breath. It's always so good to stop and pause and just notice the breath. Alternate nostril, a great practice for us, especially right now, to help bring balance to the respiratory system, nasal passages. On your next inhale, release the arms from your knees. Let them float all the way up overhead. Bring your palms together and then let your hands come right to heart center. So the thumb knuckles are resting right at the sternum. Press all 5 fingers on each side together. Relax your shoulders here for a moment. Close your eyes. And just take a couple of deep breaths in and out here. I've been starting all of my practices lately by saying a prayer of gratitude to everyone who is out there on the front lines doing so much to keep us all safe, all the healthcare workers, everyone who's working at the grocery store. Send some love and some gratitude out to anyone you know is in need of your love and gratitude. Yeah, and your hope. And then before we go any further in this practice, we'll join together with the sound of an Om. And when we chant Om, it connects all of us together. It connects us to all beings. It connects us to the divine. So let's exhale out to prepare. Take an in-breath in. You're ready, open your eyes to the flicker of light. Thanks for oming with me. Let's come right up onto our hands and knees and start to move a bit. So coming up to tabletop position, you want to have 2 fistfuls of space in between your knees. So take your 2 fists, bring them right between your knees, and then bring your hands out in front of you. So the hands are right below the shoulders and your knees are right below your hips. And let's do some cat-cow. So just press the belly down, let your tailbone and chin lift for cow. As you exhale, press into the hands, rounding the back up. Feel the space in between your shoulder blades, peeking back towards the thighs. And then keep flowing now through cow and through cat. Warming up the spine. Yeah, feels great. Let's come back to a neutral spine. Take your left leg straight back behind you. Press back through the heel. Hug the shoulders together and reach to the crown of your head. So everything's engaged here. You're not slouching down like this. It's a nice long line. If you want, you can slide the right hand forward. I like to bring my hand out in front of me just on the mat like this first. And then once I feel balanced, I take that arm up. You don't have to take the arm up though. You can keep it down or you can stay in tabletop. And then just rotate the right wrist, the left ankle here a couple of times. Breathing, reaching out in both directions. Lower down, right hand, lower down, left knee. Let's do the other side. Take the right leg back behind you. Press back through the heel. Reach the left arm forward. You can keep it down if you want, up to you. And then rotate each ankle, but you're reaching out in both directions. This is really active here today. And as we go through the practice, we're going to use some mantras as well. So just keep saying to yourself, I am hope. I am not fear, I am hope. Take down left hand, right knee. From table, just start to sway the hips from side to side. Inhaling to neutral, exhaling as you swing from right to left. Feels pretty good. And then come back to neutral. Take your knees out to the sides of the mat. Big toes to touch. Press your hips back towards your heels. We're coming into child's pose, balasana. So the shape looks like this. Forehead comes down to the mat. I know this doesn't always feel good for people. So if your knees prevent you from doing that, stay up on your knees. Walk your hands out a little bit farther and then lower the head down to the mat or to a block and come into what's called puppy dog pose. So whichever one you're in, just pause there and breathe in and out. In fact, take a big inhale in and exhale out with a sigh. Take an inhale, and as you do that, round your back up. Come all the way up into kneeling. Reach your arms all the way up overhead. And then take a little crescent over to the right. Inhale up, crescent over to the left. And then inhale, reach your arms up. Big breath in, reach up for hope. Bring your hands all the way down through heart center and then bring them down. Walk them all the way out in front of you. Curl your toes under, lift your hips up high, downward facing dog. So this is our first dog of class. And you don't have to go to dog, you can stay on your hands and knees and stay in puppy dog pose, up to you. From downward dog, you want to bend one knee at a time, slowly warming up. Yeah. And then come down to your knees, and from your knees, let your hips sink down. Hug your shoulders together, look up. This is a modified up dog. And then exhale, just come right back into child's pose. And pause for a moment here. Take a big breath in. And sigh it out. Let's do that again. That was a modified sun salutation, a more gentle sun salutation. We're gonna bring the knees together, come on up to kneeling, sweep your arms right up, reach for hope today. Exhale over to the right, inhale up, exhale over to the left. And then the arms reach up, we bring the hands down to the heart, and all the way out in front, curl the toes under, hips go high, downward facing dog. Each time you come here, it's an opportunity to move around. I never stay still very often in downward dog. I'm swinging my heels from side to side. In fact, dance around a little bit on your yoga mat today. Like, I don't think it's a good practice unless I dance around a little bit and have a little fun in my practice. Come down to your knees, hips sinks, heart shines forward, up dog. And then take it back to child's pose. Take a big breath in here. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Take another breath in and out. All right, let's come up onto hands and knees again. Curl the toes under, find downward dog or stay in table, because in a moment what we're gonna do is come up onto the toes, look towards the hands, and walk all the way up to the front of the mat. And then you'll inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands to your low back. Hug your shoulders together. Press into the feet, hug the thighs together. Use your legs and your core. We're gonna rise right up. And then float the arms all the way up. I'm coming to face you, but stay up at the front of your mat. And then bring your hands down to your heart. Sweep the arms up again. Big breath in. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Close your eyes here for a moment. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Sigh it out. Yeah, just let all of that anxiety, anything you're holding on to, wiggle your shoulders around a little bit, and then drop them down. And take another deep cleansing breath in and out. All right, so from here, I'm going to teach you a mudra. And the mudra that we're going to do is called Ganesha Mudra. And Ganesha is symbolizes the removal of obstacles. And bring your hands out like this. And so this is your right hand. You're going to keep your right hand right towards your chest. Left hand, you're gonna flip up and interlace the tops of the fingers and then bring your thumbs down into all of that, yeah. And so you'll inhale and lift up and lengthen, and as you exhale, you're gonna press the elbows out. Yeah, do it. Inhale up and exhale, press the elbows out. Feels good, right? Let me come back onto my mat and find a Tadasana if you haven't already come into Tadasana. So feet are parallel, hip distance apart. You're pressing into the soles of your feet. And then those hands come up into Ganesha Mudra. I always feel like I'm a Von Trapp family singer when I do this, right? And so take an inhale up. And as you exhale, press your elbows out to the sides. Yes. So remember, the obstacles are not there to trip us up. They're there so that we learn and that we grow. There was a quote I saw recently that said, great change only comes after chaos. So I would say we are in a state of chaos right now, but great change will come out of this. Yeah. I have hope. I have hope that that's the case. So keep doing that. Let's add a flow to this. So inhale, reach your arms out wide. And when you reach them out, hug your shoulders together. Let your heart open up a little bit. And then exhale, come on over to the left. And then inhale, come back to neutral. And exhale, come on over to the right. And then just keep that flowing. So you're reaching out. But now let's add the Ganesha Mudra into it. So bring your hands together. Ganesha Mudra as you exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms out. And then side crescent. Yeah, keep that going. Inhale, reach the arms out. Exhale, Ganesha Mudra. Sweep the arms open and then come on over opposite side. Yeah, keep that going to your own breath and add some mantras to this. So as you reach your arms out, I am hope. Exhaling over. Inhale, I am strong. Exhale, Ganesha Mudra. Inhale, I am resilient. Yes, and we're pushing away anything that keeps us from being full of hope. Come back to neutral. Bring your hands into Ganesha Mudra. Take an inhale in. Exhale, press the elbows out. Yes, good work, my friends. All right, let's come up to the front of the mats. And we're gonna take and do some flows here, but we're gonna add that Ganesha Mudra to the flows. So sweeping your arms up overhead, take a big breath in here. Swan dive down over the legs. Inhale up halfway, your back is flat, hug the shoulders together. Exhale, fold, step your left foot back, low lunge, wiggle that leg back, right knee's right over the ankle, drop the left knee down, and from here, the arms are gonna go straight up. Maybe there's a little back bend here. Bring your hands right in front of you, Ganesha Mudra to the front. Exhale, press those elbows out, shine your heart up towards the ceiling, and then sweep your arms all the way back up, maybe a deeper back bend here, swan dive your hands down to the ground. Lift up the left knee, plant the left foot so it's pointing to the top left corner of your mat, maybe wiggle your right foot out a little bit, and then come on up and bring your hands to your waist. You're gonna take your hips and bring them as close as you can to the front of your mat. We're in Warrior One stance. From here, those arms go straight up. I'm gonna turn to face you so you can see me a little bit better. So we're here in Warrior One. Take an inhale in here. And then exhale, cactus your arms down and bring the arms together. And then find Ganesha Mudra. Ooh, fancy finger work, huh? Take an inhale in here. Exhale, press your elbows out. Sometimes I crack myself up. All right, from here, take an inhale in and maybe find a little back bend as you press the elbows back. My feet are firmly grounded, my legs are hugging together, really active here. And then come back up to neutral. Roll up onto your right toes. Take a couple of rocks here, back and forth. My hands are still in Ganesha Mudra. There's still lots of obstacles for us. And in a moment, I'm just gonna set it free. Whew, and come forward with that Ganesha Mudra. Stay right there if you want. Reach your arms out wide and say, I am hope. I am resilient. Yes, and then drop your right foot down and sweep your arms up to the sky, maybe with a little woo. And then bring your hands to your heart and then lower your hands down to the ground. From here, step back to plank pose if you'd like, or come to your knees, lower down to the belly. Hands are at the tops of the rib cage, tops of the feet pressing down. Come on up into a low cobra, or you can come up a little higher if you'd like, and then press back. And you can curl the toes under and go to downward dog, or you can go to child's pose. I'm gonna go to child's pose, but you can go to downward dog, or child, or puppy dog pose. Pause here for a moment, take a big breath in, sigh it out. Come back up into table, and then from table, we'll walk the hands out, curl the toes under, find downward facing dog, come up onto the toes, look towards the hands, walk all the way up to the front of the mat, inhale up halfway, exhale, fold, sweep the arms all the way up, and exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Pausing for a moment, breathing in, sigh it out. Yeah, just take a moment here. Catch your breath, let your shoulders relax. Big breath in, big breath out. Hope. With hope, anything is possible. All right, let's do the other side now. Sweep the arms straight up, maybe take a little back bend. Swan dive down over your legs. This time, right leg goes back, wiggle it back. Right knee drops down, and when you're ready, the arms go up. And then bring your hands down into Ganesha Mudra again. You can take your front knee forward a bit so you feel a deeper stretch here in this low lunge. But keep breathing in. I am hope. Yeah, we're gonna let hope define us, not fear. And then on your next inhale, sweep the arms all the way back up. Swan dive them down. We'll come on up into warrior one, other side. So right foot plants down. It's pointing to the top right corner of the mat. I usually wiggle my foot out a little bit to widen my stance. And then come on up, just take your time. Bring your hands to your hips, square forward. This front knee is bent. And I'm gonna turn to face this way again so you can see. But stay right where you're at. And then take your arms straight up. Warrior one. Maybe there's a little back bend. Cactus the arms. Bring the hands together. And let's switch the hands this time. So bring the left hand forward and the right hand back. Whichever you did, do it the opposite way. Press the elbows back. Thumbs are here. Yes. Hug your legs together. And lift up out of your waist. You can really feel the power of this Ganesha Mudra here. And then we'll take another inhale in. If you want, you can come into a little bit of a back bend here. Come back to neutral. And we'll roll up onto the right toes and we'll start to rock. Yeah, we're gonna rock right out over top of our obstacles. Whee! Yes. Press the elbows out, and then from here, you can release Ganesha Mudra. If you like it, stay there, or you can reach open and say, I am hope. Yeah. Lower that back foot down, reach your arms up, and reach up for positivity. Yeah, because we can be negative. You can choose to be negative, but that's gonna make the journey a lot less fun and more challenging. So let's choose positivity. All right, from here, take your hands down to the ground and we'll step back into plank. Lower down to the belly. Come on up into cobra. And then you can go to downward dog, child, or puppy dog pose. Again, I'm gonna go to child's pose. I'm modifying today, but you could have pressed back the hips and went all the way to downward dog. Up to you. wherever you're at, come up from child up to the knees, hands and knees. And if you were in warrior or downward dog, come to your hands and knees. And let's take the right leg back and step the right foot forward all the way up in between the hands. Lift your left knee up. Drop the left foot parallel to the back of the mat. And then just take your time building from the ground up and come into warrior two. So this front knee is bent right over the ankle, knees pointing towards the middle toes. Back foot is parallel back of the mat, heels lined up. And then my hip and heart is squared away from my front knee this time to the side of the mat, arms straight out. But let's surf them around a little bit. And maybe move your jaw around a little bit so you're not holding any tension in your jaw. Yeah. All right. Warrior two pose. Take a big breath in with me. Sigh it out. Let's take an inhale and turn your right toes towards the side of the mat. Arms are going to go straight up. Come down into a squat, but when you come into your squat, you're going to come right into Ganesha Mudra. Yes. And then inhale straight back up and exhale to warrior two to the back of the mat. Surf your arms out a little bit here. Yes. And then take your arms, reach them up, and exhale, Ganesha Mudra. All right, I think you know where I'm gonna go with this. We're gonna flow that. So warrior two, as you exhale, inhale up, exhale, squat. Come down as deep as you want. Press those elbows out. Get into it, yogis. I know you wanna push away those obstacles, releasing, letting go, choosing positivity. You know, if life gives you a cactus, you don't have to sit on it, right? Life gives you lemons, you can make lemonade. So let's choose positivity on our path as we journey forward these coming weeks. It's gonna make life a lot more fun. Yeah, I like this flow. Whew! All right, next time you come to center, let's meet up in Ganesha Mudra. Get a little jiggy with me. Yeah, pressing those obstacles away. Breathing here. And then straighten the legs. Float the arms straight up. Reach up for hope. Pull that hope down into your heart. And let your thumb knuckles rest at your heart. And take your pinky and your thumb. Press those together. Let your three middle fingers open up into Lotus Mudra. So I'm going to come a little bit closer so you can see that. So my hands were here and I just pressed pinky and thumb together and opened up into Lotus Mudra. Feels good to do that right at your heart space. It feels like an opening up of hope. Yeah. All right. Come back to neutral with your fingers. Scissor your feet together, and if you can, find a wall. I've got a wall really close to me, and if you don't have a wall, you can always do this on your mat, or you could do it up against a table. I was practicing earlier today, and there was like a counter in front of me, and I just used the counter to hold on to. We're gonna do Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. And I'm gonna take the black and I'm gonna put it here against the wall. And it's just about an inch or two away from the wall. And I'm gonna take my right foot and bring my right foot right behind that block. And I'm wiggling my left foot out. So my left foot is in warrior two pose. So it's pointing straight forward. And I'm just gonna bend my right knee, and I'm just, remember I said I was about an inch or two away from the wall, so I'm kind of rolling my hip and my shoulder into the wall. And I'm gonna use it as leverage as I bring my hand down to the block, and then I'm gonna lift up my left leg and just slide my left heel against the wall. So I can feel my right hip and my left heel against the wall, and then my left arm floats straight up. And I'm in half moon pose, but I'm being supported by the wall. And I think this is a good thing to kind of bring up, like right now, If there's things that you can do to help support you, then by all means do, use the support in your life. You can either look down at the ground, straight forward, or up towards your top hand. This feels so good. Keep breathing here, yogis. One more breath. And then bend into your right knee. Lower the left foot down really slow. Take your time. And then come up. And if you're not against a wall, just come up and kind of shake it out a little bit. You might feel a little lightheaded, or just really energized. That's how I feel. It feels good. Let's do the other side now. Half moon pose. So I'm going to set up my block right in front of my left foot. And the toes are pointing towards the block. I'm backing my right foot up, back behind me. I'm just about an inch or two, like I can lean into the wall. And then I'm going to bend the left knee. Bring my left hand down to the block. I'm pressing my left hip into the wall. And then lift that right leg up. And let your right leg float behind you. Flex your foot. And then the right arm floats up to the sky. And take a couple of deep breaths in and out here. Do a little jazz hand up here on the top hand. My nephew had a post the other day that said that when you do jazz hands, I don't know if you can see that, jazz hands, that's what you should do after you put hand sanitizer on your hands, is jazz hands. I'm always looking for a good excuse to do jazz hands. Take one more breath here. Bend the left knee, slowly come down. Whew. Come on up, jazz hand it a little bit. Ooh. And then come all the way back up to your mats. Good work, you guys. Let's come up to the front of the mat and find Tadasana. Yeah, pull your yoga shirt down, your yoga pants up if you need to. Float your arms all the way up, a little back bend here. Swan dive down over the legs. Inhale up halfway, exhale, fold, step back to plank pose. And from plank pose, pause here if you want, hug the shoulders together. Tell yourself, I am strong, I am resilient, I am full of hope and courage and strength. One more breath here. Lower down, knees, chest, and chin. Come all the way down, forehead to the mat. I'm going to turn to face this way so you can see a little bit better. I want you to bring from your position, just slide your forearms forward and come into Sphinx pose. And the forearms are out in front of you, the elbows are right below the shoulders. And press into the tops of your feet, your pubic bone. And keep breathing here. I'm going to come this way. I think you'll be able to see me better. I don't think I have the best camera angle for this, but hey, we're just practicing. We're not perfect, right? So bring your forearms down, press into your forearms, press into the tops of your feet, and lift up your heart. Hug your shoulders together. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Take one more breath in and out. All right, lower down and slide your hands to the top of the rib cage. Press yourself up and back. Find your way into child's pose again. Gently rock the forehead, and this time press your hands out in front of you. Press your hips back towards your heels and take a little bit of a deeper stretch. And come back up. And when you get all the way up, let's come back to a seated position. And this is where you're going to want to have a strap. And you can use anything. You don't have to have a fancy yoga strap. You can use a belt or like a strap from a bathrobe or something like that. We're going to do Gomukhasana today to open up the shoulders and also to get a little bit of a stretch in the glutes and the hip area. So take your legs straight out in front of you, and this is going to look different for everybody because we all have different stuff going on in the hips, and bone structure in knees. So I'm going to show you a lot of modifications. Take your right knee and bend it, and then take your left knee and bring the left knee to the front of your mat if you can. If you can't, then it's more parallel like this. And then you might just stay right here because that's all the farther you can go. If you can, take your right knee and stack it right on top of your left, so it would look like this. And if that's still, if you got there and it's real lopsided and it's uncomfortable, come back here. You can even just come with the right leg in front of the left for easy sit pose. So take what's best for you. So my right leg's on top, so I'm going to take the strap in my left hand and reach the left arm straight up. And then I'm going to bend the left elbow and bring the strap so it's right in between my shoulder blades. Right arm floats out. Flip the palm down so the thumb's pointing down, and then bend at the elbow and bring the right hand around, and then just choke up on the strap. And if you can grab onto your fingertips, great. But if not, just come up as close as you can on the strap. And then take your left elbow and lift your left elbow up and your right elbow down. And then hug your shoulders together. And you're lifting up out of your way so you can feel the sweet shoulder rents. And just breathe a couple of deep breaths here. I'm feeling this already in my right hip as well, in the glutes, but I'm gonna take an inhale in and just come forward a little bit more until I feel that a little bit more deeply. And then I'm gonna stop and pause. I'm not going to a point where I'm in any pain. I'm just breathing into this. Don't let the arms sag down. You want to keep those arms active, hugging the shoulders together. Breathe here, yogis. Breathe in hope. Yeah, with hope, all things are possible. Let's come back up. Release the arms. That's the sweet part of this. And just move your shoulders around. Like, this is another opportunity to dance. Imagine there's some really good Barry White music and you're like shaking your shoulders around. Yeah. All right. Take your right leg and take it straight out in front of you. Bring the sole of the left foot into your inner right thigh. If this knee's up real high, you would want to take a block or something and put it underneath there to square you off. And then take your strap, since we've got them, let's use them, and wrap it around the ball of your right foot. And then you don't want to have a death grip on the strap. Just hold onto the strap, use the strap to help lift you out of your spine. Exhale, turn and twist your torso out over your right leg, and then start to reach your head and heart forward. Notice I'm not rounding the back and coming down and lengthening through my spine, and I'm going to choke my hands down a little bit farther along the strap. Just stop where it feels good for you. If you can reach the toes, reach the toes. If not, stay right where you're at and just inhale up and exhale, press the elbows out to the sides and just try to pull the heart down a little bit closer to the leg. And we're just breathing together here. Yeah, the obstacles are pushed away. We are resilient. We have inner strength. We don't let the setbacks hold us back or discourage us. We know that they are there for us to learn and to grow from. Come on up. Whew, that felt good. Take your legs out in front of you, shake them out, and let's set up Gomukhasana on the other side. So bend your left knee. This time the right knee comes forward, or maybe it's here. Know that from side to side, it's going to be different. So you might not be able to come in as deep, or maybe you come in a little bit farther this time. If you can, both knees stacked, but again, if you can't, one foot here, or maybe you're still in easy sit pose. It's all good. And then you want to wiggle around and make sure both sit bones are firmly grounded on the earth. This time I'm going to take my right arm up, bend at the elbow. The elbow's pointing straight up. Left arm comes out, flip the left palm down, and then bring your hand around in on the strap. So this side is different for me and can't quite touch all the way. So just notice those differences, not judging them, just noticing them. Lift the right elbow up, left elbow down, hug the shoulders together. You ought to feel a really big, beautiful opening in your heart and your chest. Breathe and hope here. You can come forward a bit, remember, but don't round the back, just keep lengthening through the spine, reaching the head and heart forward. Big breaths in and out. Taking the time to slow down, to pause and connect with our breath. Big part of this thing we call practice. Come on up on your next inhale. Release the strap. Roll your shoulders out. Feels so good. And then take your left leg out at a little bit of an angle. Sole of the right foot in the inner thigh. Make sure you're sitting up tall here. If your back is rounded, you can always sit up on a block or a blanket to get that tall spine. Wrap the strap around the ball of your foot. Lift up and lengthen. And as you exhale, turn and twist over the leg and reach the head and heart forward. And then just kind of play with this. Your inhales, you can lift up a bit. Your exhales, you can reach forward a bit. Reach down to the toes if you can, or just hold onto the strap and inhale up and maybe press the elbows out and feel your heart and your chest reaching a little more deeply into this. You can even move a bit if you want. And keep breathing big, deep breaths in and out. Let's take one more breath together. Inhale in, just sigh it out like ha. And then come up and release the strap and shake both legs out, shake them out. Find your way to a place on your mat where you're about halfway. Take your arms straight out and then just roll back really slow. And when you get all the way back, float your arms behind your head and take a nice, long, deep stretch. And then bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a big, huge honking hug here. Take your knees out to the sides of your mat. Take your arms out to the sides. And then keep your knees hugged in nice and tight. And inhale in, and as you exhale, take the knees over to the left. And then inhale them up and exhale them over to the right. Keep that going to your breath. And this is working the core a bit here. So keep the knees hugged and tight. You're just letting the knees come over and over a bit. You can take your head to the opposite side of the knees. And then the next time the knees come all the way over to the left, just pause there. And sometimes I like to take a block and put a block right in between my knees or underneath here. So you can do that if you want. And you can turn your head and look to the right hand. You can take your right leg and straighten it and flex it if you want a little bit more. So just do what's best for you today. Keep breathing here. Go ahead and bend the right knee if you took it straight. Inhale back to neutral. Let the knees go all the way over to the right. Turn your head to the left. Pausing, breathing here, and you can straighten the left leg if you'd like. I am hope. I am hope. That's my new mantra when the chatter starts in my mind. I just keep repeating, I am hope. I am resilient. back to neutral. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a huge hug. Maybe rock from side to side. Yeah, you've got to give yourself a hug. Yeah. And then if you want one last thing before Shavasana, you can find a happy baby pose. Bring the hands up to the feet or to the backs of the knees and just rock from side to side. Yeah. And go ahead and bring the knees down into the chest. I invite you to rock up and put on a jacket or socks or anything that you need. You want to make sure you're super comfortable. And then once you do that, find your way onto your backs and prepare for Shavasana. And for Shavasana, you're laying on your back and your feet go out to each corner of the mat and let your feet just flap open wide. And your arms should be out to your sides, not all hugged in real close. Take them and slide them out a little bit and then lift your shoulders up and roll your shoulders back. Wiggle your jaw around a little bit. Maybe go like with your jaw. Get rid of any tension there. And then take a sweet inhale in through your nose and sigh it out. I am hope. I am hope. Say that a few times as you let yourself completely surrender into Shavasana tonight. I am hope. There's nowhere to go. I will mind the time for us, so just relax. to start to notice your breath, yogis. Maybe gently rock the head from side to side. Some gentle movement, maybe stop and pause with the right ear towards the mat and breathe some space into the left side of your neck. And then come back to neutral and take the left ear to the left shoulder and breathe, or to the mat, I'm sorry, and breathe into the right side of your neck. Come back to neutral. The knees come back into the chest and you offer yourself a hug. A hug that is full of love, full of hope. Yes, hope. Gently roll to your right side, pausing for a moment. Let's take a breath together. Inhale in. Open your mouth, sigh it out. And then find your way back up into an easy sit pose. Take your time. There's no rush. And when you get there, Sukhasana, legs crossed in front of you, or you can come to Baddha Konasana, or legs straight out, whatever feels best for you. We're gonna pause and meditate together for a few moments, and I'm gonna teach you another mudra. Well, actually, we've done part of this mudra already, but bring your hands out in front of you. So this part below the knuckles is coming together like this, and your thumbs are pressing against your heart, and this represents like a bud of a flower. And then as you inhale, we're gonna take the fingers and let them open up wide into Lotus Mudra, right? We did that earlier. So you exhale into the bud, and you inhale and you open up the fingertips. So in your comfortable seated position, close your eyes if you're comfortable closing your eyes, or you can bow your head down and you can continue to look at your fingers as they open up wide. Whatever feels good for you, but just start to come into this flow. So it's an inhale, opening into Lotus Mudra, exhaling into the bud. And so you're focusing on the movement and the breath, and start the mantra, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, and may I be at peace. Each time your fingers open up into Lotus Mudra, really believe what you're saying. They are representative, the fingers opening like this, of an opening flower, your heart opening up to hope and peace and good health and positivity. This is a powerful mudra and meditation to do if you're feeling lonely or in despair or challenged. It's very grounding and help you to root down into your lower chakras and bring the energy upward into your upper chakras. So let's do this together in silence for a few moments. May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, and may I be at peace. Let your heart be open to hope. these last few moments of the meditation, change the mantra and send that vibration of loving kindness out into the universe. So may all beings be happy. Let it come out from your heart, out through your fingertips. May all beings be safe. May all beings be healthy. And may all beings be at peace. Next time your fingers open into Lotus Mudra, keep them open and let all 5 fingers press into Anjali Mudra, Mudra of gratitude. Sweep your arms straight up into the air, big inhale in, and then exhale, bring them down, but bring them down into Ganesha Mudra one more time. Take an inhale in here. Exhale, press your elbows out, close your eyes again, pushing away fear, negativity, anxiety, stress, whatever it is that's in your path. And as you inhale, breathe in hope. Exhale, press away. Yes. Take a moment here in Ganesha Mudra. Send your strength, your courage, your hope out again into the world to everyone who is in need of that. And then let your hands release and come right back to Anjali Mudra. Let's close with one more Om. Exhale out to prepare. Take an in-breath in. Yogis, as you step away from this practice today, my hope for all of you is that your hearts would be full of love and hope, that you would open to your divine guidance and truth, that you would all be healed and healthy, and that your lives be a source of healing, hope, happiness, kindness, and compassion for all beings. I bow to you humbly and with so much gratitude. Namaste. Namaste, yogis. So keep practicing as we go through this time. Remember the mudras. Ganesha Mudra that we did is great for lifting your spirits, boosting your energy, relieving stress, releasing obstacles. So this is a really powerful one to do anytime. Lotus Mudra at the heart to open up your heart space with hope. And then remember alternate nostril breathing too. Really great tools to keep us all safe and healthy. And oh yeah, jazz hands after you put on the sanitizer. So thanks again, everybody. Love you so much. Namaste.